the series for which we are sad about is the Punisher series, which after 2 seasons, we haven't heard a peep about it, and fans around the world are itching for more than just 2 seasons. A 3rd season soon, if not more. Thus, today we are going to take a look at a possible 3rd season of the series and tell you everything we know so far about it. Enjoy! Introduction. The Punisher is an American television show that showcases characters from Marvel Comics and is one of the series that suffered the most in the last couple of years, including the likes of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil. So far, there have been 2 seasons broadcasted, and fans are tired of waiting for a 3rd season to release, with the last season being released more than 2 years ago on January 18, 2019. A season that made the audience want more, craving more stories to be told. The first season of the series launched in 2017, and the second 2 years after. So fans had high hopes that the 3rd season would eventually release at the beginning of 2021, following the same schedule as the previous seasons. But sadly, that was not the case. The series received a great response from the audience and the critics as well. The series got its ratings, and we thought that the deal was finished, and it was only a matter of time before the series gets renewed for yet another season. But that was not the case, as the series even got officially canceled, only for it to be renewed yet again. So, as it stands right now, we are still not in the clear as to what will happen to the series, but we will talk you through it and tell you what we managed to find out about the potential 3rd season of the show, and show you a little bit more insight into things. Season 2 endings, setting up another season. Given the uncertain future of the series, the ending of the 2nd season will either become the long-awaited concession to comic book canon, or a cliffhanger that may never be resolved. Picking up a few months before the events of the finale, the story finds Frank Castle taking a call from Madani, offering him a job as a hired gun for the CIA.
Never cease to amaze, Madani.
The 2nd season represents a 180-degree turnaround from the season premiere, in which Frank has spent a year on the road, enjoying a quiet and relatively normal life, and is beginning to make new connections before getting drawn back into violence. This scene was supposed to be the tease for the 3rd season of the series, with Frank fully embracing the mantle of the Punisher, a moment in the series that would let the fans know that a 3rd season is coming. It is made clear in the 3rd season that Frank has real connections in his life, a ride-or-die friend in Curtis Hoyle, a surrogate daughter in Amy Bendix, a love interest in Beth, and later Karen Page. But despite all of their efforts, Frank concludes that violence is in his nature, and that the only way forward is to admit who he is. The 2nd season showed that it's not all about pain and anger for Castle. It is something different now, and it is about staying separate from everybody, because he doesn't want to hurt anybody. We see the evolution of the character and him becoming more true to where we find him in the most iteration of the comics. The final moments of Season 2 certainly offer the purest and most unmitigated version of the Punisher that the show has yet depicted, close in tone to Bernthal's very first episodes as a ferocious antagonist in Daredevil. That is, before the character evolved into a soulful anti-hero. But there is a reason this evolution happened, a reason that is supposed to be dived deeper into the 3rd season. And while the 2nd season leaves Frank past the point of no return, Season 3 would necessarily have to bring him back towards the light at some point, perhaps having him cross a moral line even if he can't tolerate. The groundwork for this is laid in the 11th episode of the season, in which Billy Russo manipulates Frank into believing that he killed 3 innocent people by accident, which shatters him so thoroughly that it falls to other characters to figure out he has been framed. Thus, when everything is taken into consideration beyond Frank's moral journey, Season 2 doesn't leave a lot of loose ends. With that in mind, many Marvel diehards are holding their breath to see if The Punisher can buck Netflix's wave of Marvel cancellations, with everyone around the world having high hopes of him returning to the spotlight. Release date. It is very hard to say anything about the release date of the possible 3rd season of the series, seeing how the series has been canceled, then renewed, then canceled again. A chain of events that happened in 2019 after the 2nd season already premiered. As it stands right now, we have an educated guess that the 3rd season won't happen anytime soon. That is, if it gets confirmed. However, we still have hopes that the series will eventually happen sometime in the future, as many issues have been resolved about Marvel being able to use the Defenders after 2021. So maybe the delay on the announcement hasn't come because of that. We might never even find out. Cast. If the third season of The Punisher gets a green light, we are more than certain that we will be seeing Jon Bernthal reprise his role as Frank Castle. We just can't imagine there would be many complaints about bringing him back if the show does return to Disney+. He has done a phenomenal job of bringing the comic book character to life. From the main cast, we would also hope to see Amber Rose Revah return as Dinah Madani, as well as Jason R. Moore as Frank Castle's close ally, Curtis Hoyle. Other potential candidates to return include Josh Stewart as John Pilgrim,
He that sows the wind shall reap the whirlwind.
Do you believe in Providence, Sergey?
Georgia Wiggum as Amy Bendix, and even Floriana Lima as Krista Dumont, who was left paralyzed but alive when we last saw her following a brutal bout with Madani in the second season. There is also a possibility that Eben Moss-Baccarat could feature as Frank's tech guy David Lieberman, aka Micro.
You and me, we want the same thing right now. So work with me.
With Jamie Ray Newman returning as his wife Sarah Lieberman. That is everything we have prepared for the cast side of things, and if the series gets renewed for another season, we should be expecting some news very fast about some new cast members joining the gang. Plot. The story of the third season will likely follow up on the events of the second season, which closed with Russo as well as corrupt business tycoons Anderson and Eliza Schultz being put 6 feet under. Castle, Hitman Pilgrim, and street smart grafter Amy all decided to go their separate ways, while Russo's psychotherapist and lover Dumont was revealed to have survived her fall, barely. A 3-month jump occurred, in which we can see that Madani started working for the CIA, which offers to recruit Castle as a gun for hire, but he refuses, opting instead to continue his war against crime on his terms, an ending which would say that Frank Castle is now the Punisher. And hopefully, the people would be like, oh baby, I can't wait for Season 3 and witness everything that is about to happen next. Steve Lightfoot, who served as an executive producer of the series, has said that he has a pretty good idea as to where the series would be taking us in the third season. An idea he is excited about, which Marvel already knows about, and are excited about it too. All in all, just because Netflix has pulled the plug, it doesn't mean The Punisher can't carry on in the same vein. And if Marvel is as excited as Lightfoot said they were, it sounds entirely possible that the show could carry on as normal, sometime in the future. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the series and the status of The Punisher while we are at that too? And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.